Hello and welcome to An Angel and an Alien, a Sims 4 Let's Play series by Frimlin. That's me. In this series of over 50 episodes, we follow scientist Ruby Angel and her alien husband Brun as they raise a family. Let's have a look at what's happening with their household today. Hello, welcome to another episode of An Angel and an Alien, and this is episode 51. It's autumn, or fall as you may call it, and all the leaves are falling down from the trees. Today is the twins' birthday, that's right, Lysa and Lyle are going to age up to young adult life stage. Unfortunately, I captured about 2 episodes worth of footage with this day, so I had to split it into 2 episodes, and this is the first part, right up until the start of the party. But before we continue with the episode, here's a recap of what's been going on in the house since the last episode. At the end of Finn's birthday party, we made use of his birthday cake to age up his partner Helica as well. Ruby gives some last advice to Helica on how to look after her angelic son Finn. And this is unfortunately the last time we see Brun's dad, Eon, alive. And also the last time we see Brun's elder sister Ariel too. Belle's mother Laurie gives birth to another puppy, who looks exactly like Belle. Please welcome Boris. And due to a bug, after many weeks of pregnancy, Laurie's mum Maggie joins the household to give birth to 2 gorgeous little puppies. Lysa tries out a joke on her love interest Reese, but something goes terribly wrong. Ruby gets a slightly new outfit, and did you notice the grey in her hair? Shh, don't tell Ruby we noticed. Ruby's adorable nephew Sawyer comes to visit. That's Maxime and Marcella's son. Ruby reads to him. And Lyle listens in. And then she gives him some of their grand breakfast. Brun really likes Ruby's new look. I mean, he really likes it. After a long time with no club activities, Ruby's Social Scientist Club meets at the local science lab and karaoke building, which incidentally you can find on the gallery. They have a lot of fun outside of work, and they finish up their day drinking and singing at the karaoke bar. And surprise, surprise, it's the first snow. Now for a rather long but satisfying story about a lovesick Belle. Brun takes her down to the dog park, hoping to meet another dog. He trains her on the training equipment. And look who we see, it's her Uncle Leander. And some other dogs and their owners. And who else did Brun see at the park? It's his brother-in-law Rodney and his eldest son Finn playing the violin. The Dog Lovers Club loves watching Brun train one of their dogs. And this is where Belle meets Shep. And they just don't get on at all. At first. So as it starts raining, Brun decides to take Belle back home again. Perhaps the two will get on better after a dip in the pool. It looks like they did. And after all that hard work, it looks like Bella's expecting puppies. And after some time, she goes into labour. And look who we have here. 2 adorable little puppies, Drew and Ariel. So unfortunately the house is very upset about the loss of 3 of Brun's relatives. His dad, Eon, his older sister, Maria, and his other sister, Ariel, who is also in the Vampire Vet series. Rest in peace, Eon Pode. And Ariel Pode. The whole household is understandably distraught, so just before this episode started I was doing my best to try and drown out their sadness moodlets. Let's see how I got on. So here we are, it's 9:30 in the morning on Lyle and Lyles' birthday. It's also, by the way, the last day of autumn, so yeah, you haven't really seen much of autumn in my world. I think the last episode was autumn, but that's about it. You'll see a bit more if you also watch Vampire Vet as well, but not much. And then we're into winter, and we did already have the first snow the other day, which was really cool. I was totally surprised. There was like a mysterious weather kind of forecast. I was like, what's that? I was thinking, is there going to be some like really weird, unexpected weather? I wasn't expecting it would just mean first snow, but that was a nice surprise as well, you know. So that was cool, but yeah. So soon we'll be in winter. Hopefully I'll record some of that. But I'm really enjoying playing at the moment because I'm having a bit of stress while waiting to hear back from a job application, and as you probably already know, The Sims is very de-stressing and it's really relaxing for me, so I'm really enjoying playing at the moment. And I'm only recording this now because it's such an important birthday. So before we get out of the calendar, one thing I want to mention as well is that at the moment the seasons are set to 14 days. And that was mostly because I wanted to quickly get through it and to see what they were like. And I started at the very start of summer. Whose birthday is that? Oh, it's Brun's. Oh my gosh, he's going to be an elder. Anyway, that aside, yeah, I decided it would be best to do 14 days, so I got a reasonable look at the season, but still make it move on quite quickly. But I'm actually going to change that after the first year is up. So after we get to the end of spring, I will change that so that the seasons are 28 days instead. So you'll see more episodes per season, basically. But they might not be in this series because, well, frankly, this series was supposed to be about the raising of the kids, you know, Ruby's career as well, but we've stopped Ruby's career a long time ago. She got to level 10, there was no real reason to go back there. Finn's already grown up and left the house. I don't think I even mentioned that, sorry about that. But yeah, now Lyle and Lyles are going to leave as well, or are they? I'm not sure. I think Lyles is going to leave, not too sure about Lyle yet. So you might be wondering what's going to happen with Ruby and Brun, and I'm going to tell you right now. Basically what will happen is that I don't really want to do too many Let's Play series at once because it takes quite a lot to do. I know other creators do more Let's Plays than me and more episodes than me, but it takes me some time to do them. And I also, as you probably know, I don't want to do too many because then when I finally do get a job again, I will have to cut down. So I've always tried to keep my output at a relatively low level so that I don't then have to drop it down later on. But I like Ruby and Brun and I'll still play them, but the new Let's Play that I'm going to start soon, it's going to focus on Finn. And it will be more kind of tightly themed. There will be goals to the series and there will be goals to each episode. I'm trying to make my Let's Plays, or my new Let's Plays, a bit more like a challenge. So they're perhaps a bit more interesting and they'll hopefully keep me a bit more focused rather than just playing and having fun, you know. And also it will be a bit more clearer when the series will finish, and there'll be like defined ending points basically, because I don't really want them to linger on. Now, that said, I do get attached to Sims. I'm only a human. I get attached to Sims, and I want to keep watching some Sims, like Ruby in particular. I really like Ruby. We will still see her in the other series. We will still see her around the Legacy world in whatever series we play in this Legacy world. But I think we're going to continue going with this series, but just a lot less often. So you might see an episode once every fortnight or something like that. But yeah, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes, because maybe I'll want to refocus what I do with these two Sims and start a new series with them or something. I don't know. I'm going to be flexible with it and organic. Anyway, that's enough said. I'm going to continue on now. So let's start with Brun. I just want to show you what the situation is there. He has one sadness moodlet and it's got 10 hours left on it. I don't know what happened to his other sadness moodlet. He probably got rid of it because they've been doing lots of different things to try and alleviate their sadness moodlets. Ruby, however, has 2 of them. So I think the oldest one is from Maria Crow, Brun's older sister. But it could be from someone else in the family, I'm not too sure. And the newest one will definitely be from Ariel Pode, Brun's other sister, and probably closest sister. Right, and then Lysa, you can see the other moodlets kind of drowning out the sadness for now, but yeah, she's still sad for another 6 hours at least. That's probably Ariel. She's been doing a lot of calling the sadness hotline and stuff like that. Crying in her bed, crying in the closet, stuff like that to try and alleviate their sadness. And then, oh look, hang on, it's just a bit of a weird reaction from me, but yeah. Oh look, Lyle has only 50 minutes left on his sadness, which, why do I think that's a weird reaction? Well, it's just like, you know, it's a sad time, you know. I don't want them to rush through their grievance, but at the same time I'm really pleased because that means he can enjoy his birthday instead. So I'm happy that he's over his sadness, but you know, I do still respect the dead and the deaths. So, you know, I don't want to look like I'm happy about the situation. Anyway, moving on. I'm sure you understand. I hope you understand. But there you go. So it's 10:20 now. Time is moving on. Lysa's doing the guitar, but we don't even have the event planned for today yet. So let's get the event planned. Okay, so the event is set. It's going to be at 4 o'clock today. So it gives them about 5 hours or so to get ready, and basically that's going to mean a lot of cooking on Ruby's behalf. But yeah, hopefully it will be enough time. And I have invited as many people as I could. I really, really wish that we could invite more people. It's just such a shame when you have to leave someone out. But I focused on mostly people from Ruby's side of the family. But for example, we've got Finn coming with his partner Halika, but also her parents, both her parents. So I don't think we've met them before. Actually, no, that's not true. We've met her dad because her dad is a scientist, and actually he was working in the science facility all the way back last year when we were filming Ruby's early episodes in the science facility. So his name is... actually, I don't remember his first name, but his surname is Earl. Actually, I'm going to look at that right now. His name is Brian Earl, and his wife is Isla Webb. But yeah, hopefully they'll turn up. Now we've also invited Ruby's younger brother Maxime and his wife Marcella and their son Sawyer, who is now a toddler, and I think you saw him in the recap as well. But for some reason I wasn't able to invite Ruby's other brother Rodney's daughter Scylla. So I'll have to use a bit of a hack with MC Command Center or something like that to summon her when the party starts, because I think it would be really cool if she was here as well. Anyway, what have we got here? A text emergency. I texted someone. By the way, I'm really annoyed that I have to, you know, deal with character values on their last day, because that means it could affect one of them in a bad way. So let's go with this one, because I think he can get his manners back today, hopefully. But please, nobody else ask for any advice today, because that would be annoying. And in fact, now I have to go and have a look. What does his character value say now? Okay, so his empathy is maxed. What we really need to get up is his conflict resolution, but it's not going to happen today. But everything else is maxed, apart from manners now. And yeah, manners, he needs to what? He needs to set the table or what? Setting the table, yeah, cleaning the dishes, giving compliments, okay. So we could probably get him straight back into the range to get the trait right now, just by setting this table with some party setting, and maybe he can take out the rubbish as well, yeah. So that should get him back into range. Look, in range to earn the good manners trait. So again, good choice to get rid of the manners in place of empathy, because empathy is much harder to gain through normal gameplay, through my normal gameplay at least. Right, so what's happening now? Brun doesn't really need to do anything, so I almost don't care what he does. He probably has work today, actually. Yes, he does. But hopefully we can stop him or bring him back. In fact, let's do a holiday now while I remember it. I'll take a vacation day, but since I really don't care what Brun's doing right now, in case you haven't noticed, I don't really care all that much about Brun. I mean, I like him, but the focus has always been on Ruby, and now more her kids. So yeah, Brun can go upstairs and study opponents and work out for all I care. I mean, I don't mean to sound careless, I'm really not. Anyway, what does the house look like outside? Let's have a quick look, because since it is the last day of autumn and all. Lyle has been doing a lot of raking, and so that's why there's all these piles around. And the cool thing is their maid, hang on, let me just check if she's still hired. Yep, because sometimes when I'm switching houses she gets fired. Yeah, the maid picks up these piles and takes them away, which is cool. We also have a grave here, and that's Eon's grave, so that's Brun's dad Eon. And occasionally he pops up at night and haunts the place, and I have to use MC Command Center to get rid of him because he stops the game time going into high speed. But yeah, I really like the autumn effect. I mean, there should be like white flowers here, but they're not there. And that's cool, you know. There should be flowers on these bushes, but they're not there because it's autumn. And there's been a first snow. I think they were there for the start of autumn. And all these flowers down the side here, completely gone. Really impressed. I wasn't sure that it was going to be that detailed. Actually, let's have a look from afar. So, also the blossom tree has lost all its blossom, but we've still got the palms and what do you call it, the tree fern. They still have their leaves, which is completely normal. That's exactly how it would be. I mean, I think I said in previous episodes, tree ferns grow in New Zealand, and they stay around on the plant all year long. They're evergreen, I guess. So yeah, actually, Ruby could do some work in the garden. Oh, actually, do work in garden or do cooking. I don't know. Let's just quickly tend the garden because I can see some weeds. I know we could get one of the kids to do it, but that's not what I did. I don't know what my justification is. Oh, hang on, these are really fun. This is a new part of MC Command Center that I really like. So there's been a relationship change. And, oh, hang on, it's dropped off already. Please stay around, Tooltips, a bit longer. Like a Haas Munch. I'll explain who she is in a sec. And Alex Harper are having serious problems due to unfaithfulness. Okay, so nothing has actually happened. It's probably just adjusted their relationship, but neither of them has moved out. So Like a Haas Munch is, I think, the daughter or granddaughter of Micah Haas from the Get Together expansion pack. But she has now become part of my normal Legacy World population. She married in, because she married Alex Harper here. And they have one kid, following the one-child policy I have in place, which, by the way, hasn't really reduced the population enough because now the population count includes dogs and cats. So we're at around 213 Sims or something like that. But yeah, they've got one kid, and he's just grown up to adult life stage recently. We might see him around sometime. But yeah, there's a chance that they're going to break up. I think that's particularly sad because they're elders. You know, they've been together all their life, and then now they're going to break up. That's really sad. But there's also a chance, because you know nothing has actually happened yet, there's a chance that they won't break up. You know, in time. I mean, as in, try not to say it, but I'm just going to say it now. They might not break up before they pass on. That's what I'm trying to say. There's just such a focus on death recently in this household. I think we need like a spate of births, and then I'm going to feel a lot happier. So, Brun is exercising. Ruby's going to go work in the garden. Lysa, what are you doing? Lysa has... I took out a mod that wasn't updated, that was putting the instruments back into the inventory when they finished using them, and now she's just leaving it lying around, which is, I think that's really annoying. If you're watching Maxis, please, please, please make your Sims put their instruments back into their inventories after they've used them. That would just be so cool. Because it just leaves clutter around the place. It just... Also, when they need them, you have to kind of look for them and stuff like that. Just, it would be so much cooler if they just dropped them back in the inventory. Anyway, so completely forgot to see what she needed to do. She needs to go to the loop. Actually, I'm going to unpause it because it's not a let's pause, is it? I love saying that. So Lysa is now using the loo. Exciting stuff. And Lyle is eating some breakfast in front of the TV. What's he watching? He's watching comedy. We know that he likes comedy. But yeah, I am not too sure what's going to happen with Lyle. I'm going to be unreasonably... I'm going to be unexpectedly open right now and say that what I really want for Lyle is I want like a witches or wizards pack to come along, because I think Lyle would make a great witch or wizard. But that's not happening at the moment. So, you know, he's kind of in this uncertain state. I don't really know what's going to happen with him. So I think he will stay in the house with Brun and Ruby for now. Oh, that just reminds me. All these feathers. Ruby's actually got some stuff in her inventory. She's going to go and put the washing in the wash. But let's have a look at the stuff in her inventory while I remember. Because I always look at it and think, oh, I need to look at that. Right. She's got less than I thought she had. She probably lost some stuff. Which reminds me, I forgot to tell you that when she came back from Salvadorada the last time, which was a few episodes ago now, actually her entire inventory was lost. Everything went. And that included artifacts. It included the little... You can get these things that you fuse together in Salvadorada. I forgot what they're called. Relics, maybe? She lost her relics. So, yeah, it was really quite devastating. So she's had to build up her inventory again, and it's been quite saddening. I thought she had more than that to open. I haven't looked at those feathers yet, but let's just quickly check. Okay, so I thought if she didn't have more stuff, then maybe Brun would have them, but he doesn't. So, but I have a feeling there was some other gifts and things that had been brought to her that she hadn't opened yet. Anyway, let's have a look at those feathers and see if we can finally finish her collection. I don't know which one we're missing, but duck, we've got duck. Seagull, we have a seagull. And a crow, we have a crow. Disappointing. So yeah, let's sell those. Thinking maybe I should have sold them now. Give them to one of the kids. Like maybe to Lysa when she goes to a new home. And yeah, I have plans for Lysa. Lysa is going to have her own series, but we'll get to that eventually. We're going to have to start Finn's series first, because you know he's first in the queue. Anyway, so Ruby needs to make some stuff. What do we have already? We have a fish dinner. It's one of these new grand meals, but there isn't much left of that. She has shepherd's pie, she has a lobster thermidor, and we've got this grand breakfast over here. I don't want them to eat that, so I'm going to stick that in, say, put it in Brun's inventory. What happened to doing the setting the table? Lyle? So Lyle's going to set the table again, and then Ruby needs to start cooking. How about we make some more grand meals? Cook a grand meal. How about turkey dinner? Why? Well, I don't know. Just because. Yeah, she's got under 4 hours now to get stuff ready, but I think we're going to be fine. Brun, how's it going? Not that we actually... I've told you now, I don't really care what Brun does. He can just play around on his, machine. Running machine all day for all I care. Oh, that sounds awful. He's now depressed. Poor chap. Anyway, we need to get that laundry in the wash. So actually search pockets and then add to washing machine. And how is the washing that's outside? It's still wet. But yeah, I took out one of their baskets and now stuff keeps getting left around on the floor. But in a way, that's better than having two separate baskets. It seems when you tell a sim to empty a basket, they only do that basket, they don't do all baskets. So I find that particularly annoying, so that's why I've reduced the amount of baskets. Exciting, huh? I can't believe my gameplay, huh? The stuff that I talk about. So fascinating. Anyway, stop being so sarcastic, Ash. Anyway, so why am I going back to Brun? Ruby's making her meal. You know what? Let's fast forward a bit. So when things are a bit more set up, then we'll restart the episode. I'll see you soon. So we're back, and I realized that I completely forgot something, and that is Belle and her two puppies. I think you saw in the recap that she had two puppies. So we have little Drew here, and we also have little Ariel, and both of those have been named after people who support my channel or watch this series, or both. I love naming my sim pets after viewers, so yeah, nice to have a couple more. And they were temporarily out of the house. You might not have seen them before because they weren't there. They were temporarily out of the house basically because I seem to have a bug in my game at the moment. I don't know if it's a game thing or a mod thing, but it seems that pets will only give birth if they're in the household. So there was a cat in before, and that was Eva. She is basically from the Vampire Vet series. She's the daughter of Magnus and Patrick, one of the daughters, and she's pregnant because I think MC Command Center made her pregnant, and so she wasn't giving birth, and it had been a couple of weeks or more. So I'm like, what's going on? And I kind of discovered that sim pets were only giving birth inside the active household. So I brought her in to try and encourage her to give birth. That hasn't happened yet. But yeah, so Belle and the puppies went out for a while, but they're back now. So Bella's back. She's in bath because Lyle's giving her a wash. Lysa is practicing. Oh, put those walls down, Frimlin. Lysa is practicing a speech because she is working on her Friend of the World aspiration. And basically, both of the kids have quite a lot of satisfaction points now. So, well, okay, Lyle doesn't have as many, but Lysa has almost 5,000 and probably more soon. And so when she starts her own series, I will be spending those. So that's going to be fun, something interesting to look forward to. But I think, you know, while they're teens, it's a good opportunity to kind of build up the satisfaction points and you know, prepare them for spending, you know, when they become adults. So anyway, birthday party is about to begin. Are you ready to start? No. No, yes, I'm ready. Let's start. So sorry to stop it there, but it just seemed like the most logical place. But don't worry, I'll be back with episode 52 and the whole party very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and goodbye.